Case-Shiller data this morning. We also got an excellent post by Altos Research. We will go through the weekly inventory numbers. We will talk consumer confidence. We will talk Fed speech, Fed quotes, and we will talk about something I have never heard of before. They call it a vibe session. Yes, folks, sometimes people struggle to write articles, so they make up words. We're going to talk about a vibe session in a minute. But let's start with home prices doing the unthinkable. Yes, folks, Case-Shiller came out this morning with, again, remember this is April data. We're at the end of June. This is April data. Case-Shiller reports home prices set another record. Yes, folks, home prices set another record, up 6.3% nationally and up 8% in their survey of 20 of the largest cities in the U.S., folks. So, yes, at least through April, we are continuing our run higher. Pretty significant move, 6%, 6.3% nationally, 8% for the 20 big cities. That is certainly not a housing crash, which lots of people have been calling for. But let's get into the recent data. Folks, if you are not watching Altos Research, Mike Simonson, it's a must. He has the best and most up-to-date information weekly he gives us. Last week, or this week's reporting on last week, inventory up to 634,000. That is an increase of 2.2%, a pretty whopping 38% year on year. Pendings were down. All right, no, this is new listings. New listings, 67,000 new weekly listings. That is actually down 3.3%. So we are, again, entering those summer months. We have left the spring selling season. And then finally, price cuts. Price cuts are becoming more and more of a thing. Now almost 37%. I believe I heard Mike say one time that the 10-year run rate or average is right around 34%. So we are significantly above this. The last thing to talk about, Altos Research, is inventory is building, but it is slowing. That's an important tweak, because if you remember when Mike and I talked, which again, we've shared the video with you, my theory was if rates stayed below 7%, that would be enough marginal demand to eventually catch up to what was an increase in supply. Looks like we're going to find out if I'm right in the next 4 to 5 weeks. But why is it slowing? Why is inventory growth slowing? There's actually several reasons for that. There are several reasons for that. One, obviously just less sellers in the summer months than the spring, but I don't think that's the meat of it. One of the reasons I think we're starting to see inventory growth slow is we're actually seeing older listings expire and be taken off the market. That's what a lot of people don't talk about is, right, you list it, you get all excited for 7-10 days, but stuff now is aging out 40-60 days. Not everybody has to sell. And I would argue there's probably a very large percentage that just want to sell. But if they don't get their price, they will eventually take it off the market. So how are we going to know this is true or not? Well, we're going to see days on market expand, and then we will see expired listings, or what they sometimes call withdrawn. We need to watch those numbers. So again, we could see inventory fall even if buyer demand is weak. Because again, if you don't have to sell, maybe you take it off the market. These are important things to talk about because again, the housing market is slowing. Even if you have a clean, well-priced home, it doesn't guarantee it will sell. So, will you take it off? Will you take a price reduction? Will you take a disrespectful offer? Those are really your choices. So again, lots of stuff going on. Follow Mike and Altos Research every week to see what's going on, because this is where we're going to see it. We're going to see the change in the inventory, what makes up the inventory as the stuff gets older. Let's talk about the Fed President, Michelle Bowman. Michelle Bowman said the quiet part out loud. Give her much respect for this. She said She is still open to raising rates if inflation doesn't improve. So again, folks, higher for longer. Again, my call currently, no rate cut till after the election. It is still my belief that it will be a 0.5 point in November. I won't change that, so you can hold me accountable, and we'll see what happens from there. But yes, you can take the July rate cut off the table. I guess there are some people thinking the economy is slowing down enough that a September rate cut is there. I don't see it. But again, very interesting. Mary Daly, San Francisco Fed president, no preemptive cutting. She was asked that, hey, the job market is weakening, unemployment's now 4%. Would you do a preemptive cut? Oh, by the way, what about the other central banks? We talked about, I think it was Bank of Canada, ECB, Switzerland, I think is cut twice now. What about other cutting just to be like the others? Nope, not swayed by other central banks. Again, folks, higher for longer. I don't see a July or a September cut, but let's keep going. How about some earnings? Earnings is always interesting, right? What's going on in the economy? Carnival Cruise Lines. Beat top line, beat bottom line, record numbers, seeing more first-time cruisers, more repeat cruisers. It is, we are still traveling. We are still doing experience-based. I really do think this is boiling down to a bifurcated consumer, right? We are seeing the haves and the have-nots. If you are fortunate enough to be somebody who owns assets, whether those assets be stocks or housing, you are doing fairly well. If you do not own assets and you rent and all of that, then you're not doing well. So again, Carnival Cruise Line says it's still going strong, posting record numbers. How about Airbus? This one surprised me. Again, I don't know anything about Airbus and or Boeing. But I think it's fair to say that Boeing's had a rough couple of years. I would have thought Airbus was taking more and more share, but it looks like Airbus cut 2024 guidance. They cut 24 guidance. They actually cut deliveries as well, and they blamed supply chain and inflation for reducing their earnings. So I don't know. Airbus took down deliveries. How about Vibe Session? What the heck is that Vibe Session? Well, essentially the article said we feel as consumers one way while the actual economy is doing something entirely different. The basic of the article talked about a disconnect between how the actual economy is performing. In their article, basically the economy is doing good, if not great, but we feel disconnected. We feel like the economy is doing worse. So again, never heard of this before. It's one of those new words for the year, Vibe Session. Last thing to point out is consumers, 84% of the folks interviewed, and this is a TransUnion report, TransUnion, 84% of consumers have inflation as their number one concern. And again, if you're a consumer and you have that concern, are you changing your behavior? I would argue, based on Carnival Cruise Lines, we're thinking one way, but we are acting in an entirely different way. That's what it looks like to me. Did see today that the average credit card rate, 21%. Folks, let me just give you permission. If you are carrying credit card debt at 21%, pay that stuff off. You will immediately see a 21% return. That is crazy, 21% credit card rate. We did get consumer confidence came in a little bit better than expected, but worse than last month. Last month was 102, expected to fall to 100, came in at 100.4. Again, these numbers mean nothing to you or me. It's just, I always look at them and say, where's the trend? Are we getting better or worse? So again, we were worse than last month, slightly better than expectations. Got some great data from REI Club, Lance Lambert again. Where is it? I want to make sure I get this because it's very, very cool. Where'd it go? I lost it. Anyways, oh, here it is. The top 1% of real estate agents, top 1%, make up 15% of all transactions. It's pretty wild. We actually talked to a top 1% agent later today, Beth Traverso, at 10 o'clock, so that will be very interesting to see. The other thing that I thought was interesting is from Bank of America. Bank of America, I think Bank of America is watching this channel, maybe even downloaded the 54-year spreadsheet. Folks, if you haven't downloaded the 54-year spreadsheet, go to One Rental at a Time. It is free, and get the spreadsheet because it is the answer to the question, how broken is the housing market? Bank of America says real estate transactions. Again, we have had a real estate crash. It was in transactions, not price. They see that real estate transactions will be below 4.2 million through the end of 2026. A lot of real estate agents, mortgage brokers have reached out to me saying, Michael, when is this pain going to be over? And if you look at the 54-year spreadsheet, the unfortunate answer is it's going to take a while. We are not going back to 5 million. We are not going back to 5.5 million existing home sales anytime soon, unfortunately. Frankly, the only thing that could do that is if mortgage rates fell to 4%. If you get mortgage rates at 4%, move up buyer unlocked, the rate lock-in goes away, and the world gets crazy. But do we really think mortgage rates will be 4% anytime soon? Not sure what would happen. I mean, be careful what you wish for, right? In order to get mortgage rates at 4%, bad recession, black swan, I mean, something has to happen. So again, I don't have a good answer for you. It's going to take time, years to get through this. So if you want to see the data and you want to see it took 15 years last time, yes, folks, 15 years from 1978 to 1994 for transactions to get back to where they were previously. So go look at the data for yourself. And then finally, I'm really excited about school. It's a new community, one rental at a time. I'm really excited about the next 6 days. We actually have a school event every day starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., you're going to get to talk with April Crosley, Lazy Girl REI. She's actually an amazing person. She's actually in my second book. Her story was so awesome, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. Thursday, 10 a.m., Hemlane is doing a session on how to find good tenants. Friday, Matt the Mortgage Guy has stepped up for his monthly session. Bring all of your mortgage questions, bring your quotes, see if he can help you save some money. Saturday, we got the one and only Bo Eckstein doing a business ownership summit. He is the concierge to small business loans. And then Sunday, because we had an opening, I've decided to do a live Q&A session. So at 8 a.m. Sunday, I will be going live in the school community so you can ask me any and all questions. And then Monday, we got a big thing coming from Frank, Old Guy REI. He's hosting the first of what I hope will be many accountability groups. That's at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. You will have the accountability group. Come meet Frank, Old Guy REI. He is an amazing go-giver and helper. So, folks, if you haven't joined the school community, it is $20 a month. I'm not hiding that fact, but obviously we are giving you tons of value each and every week. Not to mention the 6-hour masterclass on creative financing, the 10-week boot camp, and much, much more coming. So go join school. I hope to see you in one, if not multiple of these sessions coming up. Again, Wednesday, April Crosley, Thursday, Hemlane, Friday, Matt the Mortgage Guy, Saturday, Bo Eckstein, Sunday, myself, and Monday with Frank, Old Guy REI. Guys, take care of yourself. Have an amazing day. Later.